The CII for me, when I joined, when my organization joined the Confederation of Indian Industry, it was more than 15 years ago that I remember. And for me, it was just like, and I had just come back to India from being in the United States for an equal number of years. And it just opened up my world. It just brought information to me, and the networking, the association of friends like Santanam and Ramesh, Sudhakar, many of them from the southern region leadership that we are all associated with. I mean, it's been a beautiful journey for me with CII, and I always use the word, it's an open university. It's an open university. As far as I'm concerned, it's just an open university, and I can keep learning for life. Like just today, I've learned something from Santanam and from Kamal and from Sudhakar and Vanita. All of us share the same, and it's mutual. It's mutual. It's never one-upmanship. We all started with CII. I mean, Vanita and I can stand here talking about the number of years that I was probably, maybe Shobhana was there prior in the State Council in Andhra Pradesh. Ramesh, correct me if I'm wrong. And then for many years, I thought it was me alone standing with the 11 other men on the council because I was representing my organization on the AP Council, and then came Vanita along. Then I felt a little more comfortable. And then there was Samantha Reddy as well for some time with us. But for very many years, it was just me and Vanita holding the fort along with 10 other men on the council. So you can just imagine, we were, less than 20%.
But that's a better track record than many other
But
states.
it was still a better record because I don't know in any other state in the south, again, probably somebody from the secretariat will have this, but I don't want to get into that. But definitely, I think it was still a better record than many of the other states that probably didn't even have one representation or organization having a woman representing in the state councils of CII. So I think in that sense, Andhra Pradesh, the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, and now of course Telangana, definitely stood ahead in terms of having women being associated with the Confederation of Indian Industry, representing the state on the council. So with that note, I just would like to congratulate Vanita, of course. I don't have to also, sometimes I feel, because this journey for me and Vanita has been almost parallel, and few things are there probably that we haven't done together. I mean, sometimes I feel that, we are just the two, the track is the same, but we are the two lines on either side of the track, especially the way that both of us have been connected through CII first, and then of course socially next. I would like to just touch upon how the IWN initiative sprung from the southern region of the CII leadership. Thanks to Santanam mentioned about it, we launched IWN in Chennai, in Madras, on Jan 23rd, 2013, and the brainchild of Sanjay Reddy. At that point of time, Sanjay was the chair of the regional council, and Santanam was the vice chair. I mean, extraordinary support is not the word that we got from these two men who said, take this forward. And it came from the southern region. And we were so energized and we were so thrilled about it. I was just then serving the AP Council as chairperson, and Sanjay calls me one morning and he says, Suchitra, we would like to get this going from the southern region and we would like you to take it up. And I said, wait a minute, I thought I retire in March or April. That's when we normally have the change of guard happening in CII. And I said, Sanjay, and have done enough time, and you want me to get into something else, and this is from scratch. There was no organization, there was no name, there was no, nothing around it. We just had formed a steering committee. We had an excellent group of about 10 or 12 women from the southern states, pulled from each state, one of the states, and we sat through the whole year to come up with this name that all of us can be really proud of, the Indian Women Network. Really, the credit goes to all of these beautiful women who just came and met in Chennai in our CII office, came up with the name, talked to the ad agency to come up with a kind of a very impactful logo for it. The colors, again, we gave some ideas, and the entire framework, the entire template of the organization was drawn in that 1 year time frame, and then the Southern region launched this. There was another small initiative, not a small initiative, another great initiative from the Southern region, again, Ramesh, Santanam, all of them know about it. The Young Indians, again sprung forth from the southern region of the Confederation of Indian Industry. I'm so proud of the CII for doing what, especially from the southern region, for bringing about two beautiful initiatives. The Young Indians is for young leaders, business leaders, and young professionals under 40 who are in industry and business to be a part of, again, to do the same amount of learning and sharing and networking. And then came the Indian Women Network, which is again meant for career women and young students and career women, and then entrepreneurs to again come to a common platform to learn, to share, to network, to grow, to enable, empower. The sky is the limit. So that is how these two beautiful, I think there are two great eyes of CII from the southern region that just came about. And it's a phenomenal year for me as well, because this is the 5th birthday, and it's like my own child. I'm going through the 5th birthday of my child, standing here in front of all of you, but again with all my colleagues on the dais who have been a part of this journey. It's not me alone. I mean, many of us, Vanita can understand as well, because I think Vanita was the first chair of the Telangana State IWN. AP State is CII, but for IWN also. IWN AP, yes, of course. IWN Andhra Pradesh at that point of time, and then after which she moved on to become the Telangana CII state chair. But Vanita started her journey in the same fashion, and it's dear to all of us. And I know Reena from the very first year of starting IWN, and I know all the members from the Kerala. I went to every state, including Pondicherry. Great friends from Pondicherry as well, Anu and all of them there, Kamna and Nalini, so many of you. Kerala, of course, I remember Shireen Nawaz, Remy Muthoot, Thomas, and Matthew, Shiny Matthews, Minu Matthews, so many of them. In Karnataka, of course, I've launched each. I've gone to Coimbatore, of course, definitely I can't miss, because that was probably one of the first zones we launched. Trichy, Coimbatore, and Madurai in Tamil Nadu probably is the only state that has 3 zones where IWN was initiated, will also again get reactivated very soon. And there are, again, many examples like that where all the states, Andhra Pradesh came later because, again, now Vijayawada and Vizag have come onto the platter for us. So we have 6 states. And Tirupati, of course, definitely. We can't forget Mr. Balaji for us. We've had our quite a few meetings, I remember, there as well. And the Tirupati will be a zone again, because CII has also started its zone in Tirupati. So we are very consciously ensuring, trying to ensure that we will not just be confined to the large metropolitan cities, the 6 southern capitals, but we are certainly making inroads into the tier 2 cities, and definitely there is so much of potential and there is so much much of vibrancy in all these tier 2 cities as well, I mean, which are growing and shaping up very well. I mean, Coimbatore is a brilliant example for that. Having said all this, this is just my personal notes because this is all just flowing. The juices were flowing since I was sitting here since morning. All this that has been happening, I must once again thank Sanjay for this brilliant idea, and of course the stinted support from Santanam, from Nawaz, from Rajashripati, again, who took over as the chair of the southern region, and then Ramesh, followed by Ramesh, and then, of course, Vikram Kirloskar this last year. So it's been a tremendous journey for me personally and for the entire group of us. But then came again a call from the Delhi office, from the national office, when they said, Suchitra, I know this initiative is, we were making news all over the country because only the southern region had the initiative to begin with. So Delhi called up one day, and our own officers from CBI, Chandrajit Banerjee from our CII office, he's the Director General of CII, called and said that, Suchitra, this is an initiative that the CII has decided to take it and launch it at a national level. So here I am standing in front of you today trying to see how best we could spread this initiative, and this has been happening parallelly now for the last 2 to 3 years, that the western region is well in place, covering all the western states, Maharashtra, Goa, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat. And then we have the northern region, which has also come in since the last 2 years. So we have chapters now in Chandigarh and Delhi, and very recently we launched the chapter in Rajasthan and Jaipur. And the eastern region is also has started functioning. And we have a small chapter, but yes, we have a chapter in Guwahati in Assam as well. So this is just goes to show that it is not going to be something that's, it's going to grow, it's going to spread, and it's going to touch and connect women from all across the nation, especially those of them who are into higher education and careers and entrepreneurship. We have very, very clearly ensured that we stay focused. As Vanita pointed out, the 3 verticals that we have within the framework of the organization is to stay focused on learning and development activities, which all the states do it across the regions. Almost the templates are all shared. There is so much of learning and sharing happening between the states. Sometimes when Kerala does something, we find it very exciting and very helpful, so we adapt it or use it in another state. The north, I just came back from Rajasthan. I was there in Jaipur, and they wanted to know, have information and knowledge sharing from the southern region on some of the activities that we have done here. So we're trying to be very open, transparent, and sharing all of our inputs with each other. We have a national webinar. Madhu, correct me if I'm wrong. This can be connected from anywhere in the country. Anyone can connect themselves to this webinar session, and it's a 50-minute session, I think, and there were many women and organizations that would connect from across the country, even if they were not members in the southern region. So this is also opening up access. Many organizations find it very useful because physically we do not have to, they don't have to be bothered about the logistics of transportation and sending their women employees and from the workspace to an auditorium or a special facility like this. So wherever you are, at your office or your home, you can stay connected through these webinars as well. So this is something that the CII webinar platform has offered us, and we are able to engage with it very, very effectively. With these few thoughts of mine personally, but of course very, very important, because this is a journey of passion. This has been a journey of focus, and there has been extraordinary commitment and time. I don't know, I have not kept track, I don't know if Vanita has, I have not kept track of the number of days I was out of office, traveling for an event in Kochi, or for an event in Trivandrum, or for an event in Mysore or in Pondicherry. So it's something that is very meaningful to most of us, because I come from a generation when I did not have this opportunity to learn and share the days with or to share an audience like many of you that are here today. So it's wonderful. I mean, I think even for us, those of us who are in senior and top management, the mentorship is great, the camaraderie that we share. And also the initiatives that IWN has taken up in order to connect with the government policy making. The verticals which are learning and development is for personal learning and development, and the second one is health and well-being, which is again coming back to us women across the age groups that we are. When we are in our career, I know that we go through the 30-40 years of a time span, and we go through a lot of issues biologically coming from the healthcare industry. I know exactly what kind of challenges we face and roadblocks we have. And then most importantly also, there's many of us who get benefited by many of these programs, because there's a lot of them. We also focus on the children and the family wellness issues, not only personal, because we also take care. I mean, as Santanam was rightly pointing out, there are so many of us who we multitask most of the time, and there is extended families and our own immediate families, not only just our children, sometimes, close family networks that need our sometimes support and nurturing and care. So health and well-being is a beautiful, beautiful space where we have been able to take our initiatives to all the organizations which have women in their workforce, and many of them stand to benefit from these programs. Many of them sometimes don't find the time or the space or the comfort level to open up in front of other in other environments. But whereas in a closed room environment with a personal speaker and a specialist from an area of medicine, I mean, there are many questions and clarifications sought, and even the shyest of a person can stand up and talk, and it just gives them that kind of motivation and feeling of communion, which brings them all together. The last one is very important, because again, CII continuously does this every day. This is a part of our job responsibility in the CII, is that we keep talking to the government at all levels. So this continues with the IWN as well as its main initiatives. Policy and advocacy is something that IWN will continue to stay focused on, both at the state levels and at the national level. And I know all the southern states have contributed to some policy or the other in their own states pertaining to when it comes to women, whether it's safety or whether it is the security and safety of women, whether it is the legal policies pertaining to the POSH and the workplace practices at our workplaces, the gender parity scenarios, the gender equality, the creches that need to be in place, the maternity bill itself. You name it. Every state of a team of the Indian Women Network, you can be rest assured, is contributing to the policy framework of the state, the region, and at the national level as well. So it's not that some people outside sometimes come up to me or to Vanita also maybe and ask, "Oh, are you a ladies' club?" Seriously. I've faced these questions, even the press. Oh, is this another ladies' club that you guys have started at the CII, that all your men are, you come from organizations and this and that, and you're very senior professionals in your own organizations, and this is some kind of a ladies' club kind of a movement. And I'm like, no, you're seriously wrong about it. And then I have to go and, open up that whole story of what I've just explained to all of you and make them understand that this is serious stuff that we are doing. And we do it with passion and commitment. And I want you to please also keep this in mind, that behind the scene there's so much of support that we receive from all our CII offices across the country. And every state has its own IWN office which supports the state team and the national team and the regional teams. So we all can be connected with our membership, and we continue to grow, and we continue to take this platform to more and more and more women in the coming years. I have not read from my speech, and neither can I, though thanks to Madhu, she has given me a beautiful set of talking points, and neither can I take the credit of saying that my husband wrote the speech for me, like Santanam did. I know Rajni very well, as all of us do on the stage. Yay, Rajni. That's the Indian Women Network for you. But I just loved every bit of it. In fact, next month I'm going to be moving on from my responsibility as the national chairperson of the Indian Women Network, passing on the baton to Rumjum from Delhi. But I'm telling you, this is a beautiful journey, and this has taught me a lot. This has shown me a lot of things to learn, and personally, being a first-generation entrepreneur, I don't know if I could have done whatever I have done, the little that I have done, without the Open University of CII and Indian Women Network. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.